How's this? A little loud? Good? Okay, cool. So, lake life. I think I'm thinking about the lake just because it was a little nice out a few weeks ago. So, it's kind of getting spring fever a little bit. And like any self-respecting Midwestern, love the lake. Have a lake cabin, have been there my whole life. But with the lake always comes some not so great times. And my parents taught me that early, what BOAT stands for. BOAT stands for bust out another 1,000. Because literally every year something goes wrong. And that's what my stories are going to be about. Because they always let me go out on the lake first so that I experience these and then they come save me. So I learned that early. This wasn't me, but we had launched the boat. My dad was driving away from the launch. We're taking off at a good speed, and he thought something felt wrong. Going a little slow, so he opens up the back, and we had gotten away from the dock quite a ways, and we had forgot to put the plug in. So we're taking on water, and he's like, all right, everybody sit down. And he turns around the boat, and we go full speed, and the water does come out, and he just takes us straight onto shore, hitting rocks, and we land the boat, and then we had to get it back on the lift, put the plug in. At least the boat worked. But it was a scary experience because I'm like 12 years old, like 10 years old, like, oh my God, are we sinking? Like, what's gonna happen? But anyways, and then once I got old enough to drive the boat and they would let me take it on my own, like 16-ish, there was like 3 summers in a row where I would take the boat out off the dock, everything seemed to be going fine. I'd shut it off, we'd be swimming, and then it wouldn't turn back on. Thankfully, like my parents always being kind of creepy, like watching me with binoculars from the side, like, hope they're not drinking. So I remember one time I got pulled in by this little fishing boat. It's a real little fishing boat, and it's like tilted like this, pulling our boat. We're going 5 miles an hour, just waving to the people. Another year, got pulled in by a pontoon. It happens to me every time. But now this specific time, so it wasn't a boat, it was a jet ski, and it's an older one, because my grandparents, for some reason, even though they have a decent amount of money, they decided to buy the oldest piece of machinery that barely works. And so it's kind of a fun one to just kind of go and whip shitties, get going in circles as fast as you can. But the boat wasn't in yet this summer. So my friend and I took that out to go wakeboarding. We've been going, and he had wiped out. So then I just thought I would have a little fun. I was going in circles, and I turned really hard to the left, and I heard a loud popping noise. I was like, that's not going to be good. So then I let it go down to an idle, and then when I hit it again, I couldn't go straight. It was locked, going in a circle. And since I'm on a jet ski, I didn't bring my phone, and he didn't have a phone, obviously. And so he's like, I don't know, 20 yards away from me, and I'm just going in a circle and in a circle. So he swam to me. He's like, what's going on? I told him the situation, and we're like, what are we going to do? And so I resorted to grabbing the little whistle on the hand, and I was blowing the whistle, and it doesn't even have a ball in it, so it's just a high screeching noise. And I'm like waving with my arms, boats are passing by, and they're just looking at us. I'm like, come here, come here. So after about 15, 20 minutes of that, we started to like kind of experiment with things. First, he was like hanging off the back and trying to use his feet to kind of steer. That got us a little closer to shore. Then we're like, maybe we'll swim it in. Well, that got old extremely fast. And then finally we figured it out. If he sat backwards and used the wakeboard as a rudder, we finally found our way back. And so through all those different times of trial and error, I just learned to roll with it.